Good morning. It is the morning of August 31st, 2022. This is Ron Brown. I'm going to show you a technique using HGSI and thinkorswim to locate stocks that are under accumulation in the intraday market. This is my standard risk disclaimer. Any stock, index, or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you're not using HGSI, you should be. Just go to highgrowthstock.com and click on the link for the trial. This is Wednesday morning, and you can see that the market gapped open again today, just like it did yesterday. There was yesterday's opening gap, and you can see how it traded throughout the rest of the day. This morning, it gapped open to here from the yesterday's close, traded up, and then it started trading down again. Buyers or traders are selling into strength to get out of positions and salvage their holdings if they're long those stocks. Let's see if I can come up with a couple of examples here. I'm not sure. AMD has taken a heck of a beating. And you can see that it didn't gap up. It tried to rally a little bit. It continues to go down. How about NVIDIA? These tech stocks, semis have been getting killed. It opened flat, rallied up a little bit, as you can see, and then it failed. It's going down again. How about Apple? The Apple bar today on here is not quite correct. I don't believe it was a little bit higher and came down. But you can see they're selling into strength. There's early morning strength and then the selling in all three of these examples that I've shown you. Maybe a better example is the NQ. Let's just take a look at that. Okay, here's the open from yesterday's close. It rallied up, selling into it. Volume looks relatively heavy here. Anyway, with that in mind, I want to show you a technique where you can find some strength in the market. Now, you have to be using my full set of files. This is a starter set. This is the top-down process scans. If you're a member of the Insider Club, you'll have access to these. Now I'm going to go down to a folder called Leaders, Most Active, Gaps, Reversals, and so on. I'm going down to folder number 5. And this is accumulation intraday. But before I do that, I want to go in here and go to my industries, select industries, and rebuild indexes and groups. What I'm doing is I'm rebuilding the HGSI industry groups with current data, which is being updated by thinkorswim. As I've said before, this is an older, slower computer, and it still moves right along on this. Okay, it's finished. I'm not going to go to the industry groups, but I am going to go to the accumulation intraday. Now I have two accumulation screens here, accumulation intraday and then with the fan up. And intraday you can see that even though the market's going down, there are 143 securities which pass my filter. And with the fan up, it cuts it down to 63. So if you're looking for stocks whose fan is up, they're strong stocks and they're under accumulation today, you can just use this view. Now, I'm going to scroll over here to the right. You can see that the industries were updated, and this is expiration and production. I'm going to click on my spectrum analyzer. I'm in industries, as you can see, and the expiration and production group and the oil groups were all down yesterday, but they are being accumulated today. If I go down here, I'm going to just click on the top one. It will bring up a chart. And then I will right mouse click, change to industry group. And I'm sorted on the raw combo, which is the percent range, percent volume intraday, and the stocks that are under accumulation the most right now will be at the top. Notice this stock is down for the day, but the range is 97.44. These stocks in here, these top stocks are all in the 90 percentile range. So if I bring this up, you can see that this stock gapped down. It's now forming a low volume test. You can see that the earnings growth has been really good on this stock. But the point of the scan is to locate these stocks that possibly sold off in the morning. And they didn't necessarily have to sell off in the morning, but on a day like today, these stocks are going against the market. They're under accumulation. These are all energy stocks which have passed my filter. So anything that's red in this column means they're still negative for the day, but they're under accumulation at this point. Here's one that's down 22 cents, but it's at 92% of its intraday range, and you can see the same pattern here. So this gives us an opportunity to locate these stocks which may not be out of favor or may be out of favor early in the morning, and they're buyable now. Now I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go over here and click on the ranking module, and let's see what this is set on. It's set on Wilder RSI 14 weeks. I've found that this view, I'll change this to relative strength, will find the strongest stocks, or the stocks that are in an uptrend will be towards the top of the list, the stronger stocks, and you can see that this has a nice set of higher lows and higher highs as it moved up, and you can see that this is an opportunity to buy today. Now let's go down to the bottom of this list and look at the chart, and you can see that this is not nearly as nice a chart as I'm down here at the lower end compared to the upper chart. Just a quick way to find stocks that are moving up. I'm going to go back here. These have the fan up. Let's go to the other accumulation view. 143 securities in here. What are the stocks? Exploration and production. Precious metal and mining is number 2 based upon numbers, midstream, and so on. And you can just look down the list. Let's look at the marine shipping group. There's only 5 stocks in here, but the group is not nearly as large. So I'm going to click on this. Euronav, get this out of the way. It brings the stock up, but I want to go into the group, change to the industry group, and these are the 5 stocks, and it's under they're under accumulation. Okay, I'll just start with Frontline. Just go down through these. What do we have here? We have a gap down, and we have accumulation. We have buyers coming in. When it reaches the 60% threshold on the intraday range, that's when they're going to show up here. But if they gap open, they don't have to move up this far, because if they gap open and then reverse, they're going to get to that 60% threshold on the daily range very quickly. Now if I click on the ranking module, it says Scorpio Tankers is the best fit for this compared to the Wilder RSI. You can see that this is setting up. And then Euronav, Frontline, Safe Bulkers. Now see, this is down towards the bottom. You can see that it has fallen off the cliff. And this one, Genco, going down. But if we go back to the top, these stocks at the top of the relative strength ranking have a much more, or a better chart, obviously going up. Okay, I'm going to go, well, I can't go back here, so I want to go to alternate spacebar. I'll do one more, and then I'm going to end this. Okay, it's updating right now. And I have to reapply my filter. We have 142. Let's do one more group. Let's look at the precious metal mining stocks. See what's going on there. I'll just get this out of the way. Change to the industry group. It isolates the precious metal and mining stocks. Harmony, whoops, I want to bring Harmony up. You can see Harmony has really fallen out of bed. But why is it at the top of the list? Because of the range at 90. It's still down $2.15, but its intraday range is 95% now. So this means buyers are stepping in to a very inexpensive stock. Okay, let's do the relative, or the relative strength, and I'll click on these. Here is Next Gen Energy, Sand. None of these charts are going to look very good, but it just takes the stocks and compares them. The ones that have the strongest charts generally will be at the top of the list. Anyway, this is a good way to locate stocks if you want to play in markets like this, because these are under accumulation. Now, you don't necessarily have to go down to the group. You can just go through different stocks based upon the combo ranking. Some of them don't look too great because of the charts, but others look really good. And if I'm going to do one more thing, and then in this, I'm going to click on this and bring this stock up using the ranking module. Look at this beautiful setup on this biotech stock today. It's clearly under accumulation. One more, that's it. Another one. Okay, thank you for listening. This is a great technique for intraday to find stocks that are under accumulation, and you can only do this in HGSI.